Israel's controversial $55 billion canal could displace thousands of people. For decades, the Red Sea and the Dead Sea have been separated by a strip of dry, arid land in Israel. But a new controversial plan could connect the two bodies of water, creating a massive $55 billion shipping canal. However, the ambitious project is facing opposition from environmentalists and the people who live in the area that would be affected by the canal. Is the potential economic benefit of the project worth the environmental and social costs? This is a complex and controversial topic with no easy answers. Stick with us until the end of this video and consider the facts that will be presented so that you can share your thoughts and opinions. The $55 billion Ben Gurion Canal, named after Israel's first prime minister, was first proposed in the 1960s as an alternative to the Suez Canal, a vital shipping route between Europe and Asia. The project's namesake, David Ben Gurion, envisioned a canal that would serve as both a waterway and a source of irrigation for the Negev desert. But before we get into the details of the project, it's important to understand the historical and economic context. In understanding this, we will have to discuss the history of the Suez Canal and its impact on Egypt. Egypt and the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal in Egypt, opened in 1869 after a 10-year construction period, connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea, providing a shorter route between Europe and South Asia. It recently expanded in 2015. The canal's north end is in Port Said with 2 outlets, while the south end is in Port Telfik at Suez, featuring 1 outlet. In 2012, 17,225 vessels passed through the canal, approximately 47 per day. Initially, the canal was 164 kilometers long and 8 meters deep. After expansion, it now spans 193.30 kilometers with a depth of 24 meters and a width of 205 meters. The structure includes a 22-kilometer northern access channel, a 162.25-kilometer main channel, and a 9-kilometer southern access channel. The canal is a single lane with passing places in the Bala Bypass and Great Bitter Lake, lacking locks to allow free seawater flow. Generally, the northern part flows north in winter and south in summer, while south of the lakes, the current changes with the tide at Suez. The Suez Canal is managed by the Suez Canal Authority, or SCA, and can be used by all vessels, commercial or military, during both peace and war under the Convention of Constantinople. In 2014, construction began to expand and widen the Bala Pass by 35 kilometers, costing $8.4 billion. This expansion aims to double the canal's capacity from 49 to 97 ships a day. But with the introduction of the Ben Gurion Canal, will that still be possible? The Ben Gurion Canal Project. In the 1960s, Israel put forward the Ben Gurion Canal Project, aiming to create a waterway connecting the Red Sea to the Mediterranean through the southern part of the Gulf of Aqaba. The proposed route would start in the port city of Eilat, travel along the Jordanian border, traverse the Araba Valley for approximately 100 kilometers, weave through the Negev Mountains, and then shift west before reaching the Dead Sea Basin. From there, it would proceed through a valley in the Negev mountain range, heading north to bypass the Gaza Strip and ultimately link up with the Mediterranean Sea. The envisioned Ben Gurion Canal would stretch about 293 kilometers, making it roughly 1/3 longer than the existing Suez Canal, which measures 193.3 kilometers. This ambitious project takes its name from David Ben Gurion, Israel's founding father and first prime minister, who played a significant role in the country's early years. Ben Gurion's leadership included overseeing the expulsion of Palestinians from their lands and facilitating the immigration of Jewish individuals from around the globe into Palestine during his tenure as Israel's first prime minister in 1948. The question is the Ben Gurion Canal all about connecting the Red Sea to the Mediterranean, or is there something more than meets the eye? Keep watching to find out. The real reason why Israel is building a canal. In 1888, the Constantinople International Convention was signed by powerful European nations, ensuring that ships could use the Suez Canal in both war and peace. However, this changed in 1956 when Egyptian President Gamal Abdel Nasser nationalized the canal, restricting access multiple times due to events like the establishment of Israel in 1948 and the displacement of Palestinians. From 1948 to 1950, Egypt blocked Israel's ships, impacting trade with East Africa and Asia and hindering oil imports from the Gulf. In 1956, during the tripartite aggression, the Suez Canal closed to all international shipping, leading to a crisis with global repercussions. Then, in 1967, during the Six-Day War, the canal closed for 8 years, disrupting Israel's trade routes and causing a significant shock to world commerce. The closure of the Suez Canal during these periods had profound effects on global trade. An alternative route, possibly controlled by Israel, could eliminate the Suez Canal and the Straits of Tiran as tools for Egypt to exert leverage against Israel or its allies. It is this historical context that sheds light on the geopolitical complexities and economic ramifications of these events. Israel sees the importance of alternative trade routes in ensuring stability and avoiding disruptions on the world stage. Now, let's talk about how this will affect Egypt. The Suez Canal plays a vital role in boosting Egypt's economy by collecting fees from ships passing through. In 2021, a whopping 20,649 vessels traversed the canal, making a 10% increase from the previous year. The transit fees gathered in 2022 reached $8 billion, hitting a record-breaking $9.4 billion for the fiscal year ending June 2023. Not just an economic centerpiece, the Suez Canal attracts investment, fuels service and industry development, and acts as a linchpin for global trade efficiency. Its importance lies in its knack for facilitating international trade smoothly. If the Ben Gurion Canal is brought to life, as we already mentioned, it would surpass the Suez Canal by almost 1/3 in length, posing a significant financial threat to Egypt. Whoever took the reins of this longer canal would wield immense influence over global supply routes for oil, grain, and shipping, making it a potential rival to the Suez Canal's dominance. The stakes are high, as this new canal could reshape the dynamics of international trade and present a formidable challenge to Egypt's economic stronghold. But there are some challenges still holding it back. Challenges. First and foremost, the project's astronomical estimated cost of $50 billion surpasses the potential expenses for widening the Suez Canal, which could offer a more cost-effective solution to alleviate maritime congestion. To make matters worse, the suggestion of nuclear excavation to mitigate cost poses a grave concern due to the associated risks of nuclear fallout. This potential consequence adds an extra layer of complexity and danger, rendering the nuclear option an imprudent choice. Further, the Ben Gurion Canal's planned route encounters geographical limitations, spanning over 100 kilometers longer than the existing Suez Canal. These extended dimensions result from challenging terrain and topographical obstacles. Despite the canal's construction, many ships may still prefer the shorter route of the Suez Canal, undermining the efficiency of the Ben Gurion project. Adding to the project's woes is the looming military threat. Given the canal's role in transporting billions of dollars worth of freight daily, it becomes a prime target for constant military threats, ranging from potential rocket attacks by Hamas to risk of Israeli interventions. This security vulnerability casts a shadow over the viability and sustainability of the Ben Gurion Canal. Speaking of attacks, Israel has been accused of using the Ben Gurion Canal as a means to eliminate Hamas and gain full control over the Gaza Strip. In the past, the United States suggested using around 520 nuclear bombs in the Negev desert to create a canal. The idea was to save costs by cutting through the heart of the Palestinian enclave, with Gaza destroyed as a result. However, plans faced a challenge due to the presence of Palestinians in the area. During Israel's attack on Gaza, Palestinians were forced south as the northern part was relentlessly bombed, followed by a ground invasion. Over 400,000 Palestinians moved from north to south, as reported by the Palestinian Central Bureau of Statistics. Around 800,000 Palestinians remained in the north of Wadi Gaza. The indiscriminate bombing by Israel, mostly targeting the north, led to a tragic toll of at least 11,470 lives, including many civilians, women, and children. Updates on the death toll were hindered as Israel targeted the main hospital, Al-Shifa, disrupting data collection. While Israel denies plans to annex Gaza, it faced accusations of ethnically cleansing the enclave, emphasizing the call for voluntary migration of Palestinians from Gaza. So, what do you think? Should the Ben Gurion Canal project be built? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating topics like this one. Thanks for watching.